I'm about to tell you about the most expensive lesson of my retirement. It cost me $47,000. And the worst part? It was completely avoidable. My wife and I had dreamed about this trip for 30 years. We saved, we planned, we waited. Then retirement finally came, and we were ready to see the world. Or so we thought. What happened next nearly destroyed our retirement savings. But here's the good news. You can learn from my mistakes without losing a single dollar. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could save you tens of thousands. Let me start with the biggest mistake. We booked everything through a luxury travel agency. They promised us the trip of a lifetime. White glove service, they said. Everything taken care of. Just show up and enjoy. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. That convenience cost us an extra $18,000. I didn't know this then, but travel agencies mark up everything. Hotels, tours, flights, even restaurant reservations. They add their commission on top of already inflated prices. Here's what nobody tells you about retirement travel. You have something more valuable than money now. You have time. And time is the secret weapon that can cut your travel costs in half. Think about it. When you were working, you had to travel during peak seasons. Christmas, summer vacation, spring break. Everyone else was traveling too, so prices were sky high. But now? You can travel whenever you want. I learned this the hard way after that first trip. On our second journey, we went to Europe in November instead of July. Same hotels, same cities, same experiences. The cost? 60% less. We're talking about saving thousands of dollars just by shifting your dates. But here's where it gets really interesting. Shoulder season isn't just cheaper. It's actually better. Fewer crowds mean you can actually enjoy the places you visit. Museums aren't packed. Restaurants have tables available. You can take your time and really experience each destination. Now let's talk about the second mistake that cost me dearly. I thought I needed to see everything on one trip. We crammed 15 cities into 30 days. The result? We were exhausted, stressed, and we barely remember half of what we saw. Here's the truth about retirement travel that changed everything for me. You don't need to do it all at once. You have years ahead of you. Decades, even. Why rush? On our revised approach, we started taking longer trips to fewer places. Instead of 2 weeks in 10 cities, we spent a month in 2 countries. We rented apartments instead of staying in hotels. We shopped at local markets and cooked some of our meals. This wasn't about being cheap. It was about being smart. And here's the shocking part. We spent less money while having richer, more meaningful experiences. We got to know neighborhoods. We made friends with locals. We lived like residents instead of tourists. The apartment rentals alone saved us a fortune. A month in a Paris apartment cost us what 5 nights in a hotel would have. Plus we had a kitchen, a living room, and a real sense of place. We weren't just visiting Paris. We were living there. Let me share another game-changing insight. Travel insurance seems like an unnecessary expense until you need it. On that disastrous first trip, my wife got sick in Switzerland. The medical bills were astronomical. We didn't have travel insurance because we thought our regular health insurance would cover us abroad. It didn't. We paid $12,000 out of pocket for 3 days in a Swiss hospital. A comprehensive travel insurance policy would have cost us $300. Do the math on that one. But here's what most people don't know about travel insurance for retirees. You need specialized coverage. Regular travel insurance often has age limits or doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. You need to read the fine print and get policies designed for older travelers. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Credit cards. I thought I was being smart by putting everything on my credit card to earn points. But I made a critical error. I didn't notify my bank about my travel plans. Midway through our trip, in a small town in Italy, our card got frozen. Fraud prevention, they said. We were stuck without access to money on a weekend when banks were closed. It was a nightmare. Always notify your financial institutions before you travel. Here's another credit card wisdom I wish I'd known. Not all cards are created equal for international travel. Some charge foreign transaction fees of 3% on every purchase. Over a month-long trip, that adds up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Get a credit card with no foreign transaction fees before you leave. It's free money you're leaving on the table otherwise. And while you're at it, get at least 2 different cards from different banks. If one gets frozen or lost, you have a backup. Let's talk about transportation, because this is where I really went overboard. We hired private drivers everywhere. It felt luxurious and safe. It also cost us a small fortune. What I learned later shocked me. Public transportation in most countries is excellent. It's safe, reliable, and incredibly cheap compared to private options. In Japan, we spent $20 a day on trains. Private drivers would have cost us $300. That's a difference of over $8,000 for a month-long trip. Plus, using public transportation gives you a real feel for how locals live. You see neighborhoods you'd never visit otherwise. You interact with people. You have adventures. Some of our best travel memories now come from navigating foreign transit systems. Here's a crucial point about travel budgeting that nobody talks about. Your spending habits at home don't automatically translate abroad. Just because you can afford something at home doesn't mean it's a good value while traveling. I used to think nothing of spending $15 on lunch at home. But in many countries, that's a ridiculous amount for a meal. You can eat incredible food for a fraction of that price if you know where to look. Street food, local cafeterias, neighborhood restaurants. These places offer authentic experiences and incredible value. Conversely, some things are worth splurging on while traveling. A private guide for a day in a complex city like Istanbul? Absolutely worth it. A cooking class in Thailand? Money well spent. These experiences create memories and understanding you can't get any other way. The key is being intentional about your spending. Splurge on experiences that matter to you. Save on things that don't add real value to your trip. For us, that meant nice dinners and cultural experiences, but basic accommodations and public transportation. Let me share something about travel planning that completely changed our approach. We used to book everything in advance. Every hotel, every tour, every activity. We thought we were being organized and responsible. But rigid planning costs you money and flexibility. We missed out on local festivals we didn't know about. We couldn't extend our stay in places we loved because we had non-refundable bookings elsewhere. We paid premium prices for the security of advance reservations. Now we book differently. We reserve the first few nights in each destination and our flights. Everything else we figure out as we go. This approach has saved us thousands while making our trips more spontaneous and fun. Local tourism offices become your best friend with this approach. They know about deals, events, and hidden gems that aren't in guidebooks. We've gotten last-minute hotel deals, found free cultural events, and discovered amazing restaurants all through local tourism offices. Here's another money-saving secret I discovered. Many museums and attractions offer senior discounts, but you have to ask. They don't always advertise them. We've gotten 50% off entrance fees just by showing our ID and asking if they have senior rates. Some countries even offer senior rail passes that can save you enormous amounts on transportation. In Europe, we bought a senior rail pass that paid for itself in 3 trips. We used it for 2 months and saved over $2,000 compared to buying individual tickets. Now let's talk about something most people overlook. Currency exchange. This seems like a small thing, but it can cost you hundreds of dollars if you're not careful. Airport exchange counters are the worst. They have terrible rates and high fees. The best approach? Use ATMs to withdraw local currency. You get better exchange rates, and if you have the right bank account, you can avoid fees entirely. We use a bank that reimburses all ATM fees worldwide. It's saved us hundreds on every trip. But here's the trick with ATMs. Always decline the conversion when they offer it. Choose to be charged in local currency, not your home currency. The conversion rates they offer are terrible. Let your bank do the conversion instead. Another crucial lesson about money while traveling. Never carry all your cash and cards in one place. Split them up. Keep some in your hotel safe, some in different pockets, some in different bags. If you get pickpocketed or lose a bag, you're not completely stranded. Let me tell you about accommodation costs, because this is where we made some of our biggest savings. Hotels are convenient, but they're often the most expensive option. For long-term stays, apartment rentals are dramatically cheaper. But here's what I didn't know at first. Negotiation is possible, especially for longer stays. We now contact property owners directly and ask for monthly rates. We've gotten discounts of 30 to 40% just by asking and committing to longer stays. Home exchanges are another option we discovered. You swap homes with someone in another country. No accommodation costs at all. We did this in Australia for a month and saved over $5,000. Plus, you get to live in a real neighborhood with a full kitchen and all the comforts of home. Here's my final piece of wisdom about retirement travel budgets. Start small and learn as you go. Don't blow your entire travel budget on one massive trip like we did. Take shorter trips first. Figure out your travel style. Learn what matters to you and what doesn't. Every trip teaches you something. You'll discover what you enjoy and what's not worth the money. You'll get better at finding deals, navigating new places, and traveling efficiently. These skills compound over time, making each trip better and more affordable than the last. Looking back at that $47,000 mistake, I don't regret it entirely. It taught us invaluable lessons. But I wish someone had shared this wisdom with us before we left. We could have had the same amazing experiences for half the cost. Retirement travel should be about enriching your life, not draining your savings. With smart planning, flexibility, and the willingness to travel like a local rather than a tourist, you can see the world without breaking the bank. The adventures are out there waiting. Now you know how to afford them.